Hello everyone. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna get you all up onto my screen over here. You know what? I'm kind of just in the mood to stream again. I don't know why, but I feel like it's been going quite successfully recently. I've been really enjoying live streaming my process recently. So here I am again on a very hot day here in the UK today. So if you hear the fan buzzing on the side, that's because it's really warm in the UK, and you know I want to keep cool because I have to keep my windows shut. I'm gonna have to keep my doors shut when I'm speaking to you guys, because obviously I don't want the whole world hearing what I've got to say about my manga. But yeah, and then I've got this like really annoying fan wire at the moment right by my legs, so that will be distracting me probably trying today. I don't think there's unfortunately a way around that unless I maybe lift it up, but I don't know. Let me see if I can get this wire sorted, at least kind of hung up so it's not on my leg permanently. Well, it's going to be on my leg permanently, but it'd be less distracting if it's held up slightly, so I think that would do the job. But yeah, if you can hear the fan, I apologise. Again, it's really warm in the UK, and you know I have my windows and stuff shut at the moment, and I'm just thinking for you guys are kind of seeing my hair at the moment when I look at the screens. I'm just seeing if I can reposition myself, and hopefully you guys don't see as much of my hair. I don't know though. I'm going to wait until my preview kind of updates. Okay, I think that's a lot better. I think you guys can still see in the middle of my screen. I fixed the camera angle since last night because I know my camera angle last night was really weird, so I kind of brought it back to what it was in the morning of yesterday, so it should be a lot better. But today I'm working on page 34 of Thieves from Death for chapter 10, and I guess this is quite a spoilery page, but it is what it is. You know, because we're near the end of the chapter now, I know we're going to get into like, you know, end of chapter spoiler territory. So if you're here, I guess you get the pages early if you're watching me live stream. So so yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on today. Again, one of the last 3 pages for chapter 10 now, so we get to do some quite cool like action scenes now, which is going to be really fun. And yeah, you guys can probably tell I've spent a long time this morning and this afternoon sketching out this page, specifically like this panel. Guys, it took me so many tries. It took me so many tries to re-sketch this panel out, and then in the end what I did, if I show you the old one, I've changed the sketch for this one, so what I've just done is like kind of just warped it a bit more, and it just feels a bit more dynamic. Feels like he's coming more toward, you know, the face is a bit closer to you, and it's just a bit warped, and it just feels a bit more natural with how I warped it. And overall I'm pretty happy with this panel specifically looking now, considering I don't think I've really had that many like furry panels like this when it comes to action recently, because again it's been quite still on action because we haven't had it for like at least 10 pages, so it's been a while. Hello, welcome to the stream everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. It's very warm here in the UK, so if you can hear my fan in the background, I'm having it on because I can't have my window open or my door open whilst live streaming, because I feel like nobody needs to hear what I have to say in the entire street or in my entire household, so I apologise for the fan in the background. But yes, I'm going to be line arting this page today. I don't know if I'll get to screen toning in this stream. We'll wait and see. We'll see how far I get to. But I feel like this panel is going to take me quite a while to do because I'm going to be a perfectionist about it, aren't I? So that's what I'm doing today. Alright, so what should we... I think we should just start from panel 1 and we'll just work our way down. So again, if you were here yesterday's stream, you'll know about this background and everything. So again, it is literally the bog same background. I'm just planning on like leaving this part dark and it kind of gets lighter as you go that direction. But again, I'm just going to draw into detail, and then we'll get to that when we're doing screen training and stuff like that. And then I've got Malachi's ref up now, so we'll just work on Malachi's stuff. Go this way. And people were wondering what brush I'm using, because I don't know if I ever mentioned this yesterday. I'm using a brush called the He 2 pen. That's the brush I use. It's got like a slight texture. It's like really smooth to use, and I find that when I use other like manga specialist pens and stuff, like it just leaves a lot of like I don't know how to say it, like gaps. I don't know if that's just because of my pen sensitivity or whatever, but I can never seem to kind of fix that. I just think it's just how I tend to use like pens in general. It just doesn't like to work with me, so I use something called a He 2 pen. And it is the love of my life, and obviously there's a He Pen 1 which works with rulers, so it's a really nice pen. I highly recommend trying it out if you're a content creator who does black and white stuff. I think it's very good. So his jewelry here, the rest of his ear. Also, I uploaded yesterday's stream onto YouTube. I only streamed like 4 hours yesterday, but obviously I didn't. I streamed 5 hours yesterday. So if you want a 5-hour YouTube video, or if you're looking for like a certain part of the stream or the process, that's all up on my YouTube, and I'll try and archive everything that I stream here on TikTok if I can, if I also have the time to archive it too. It's only because it's the weekend that I've got plenty of time to get like videos kind of complement all the videos together that I've uploaded it to YouTube. And again, if you're new here, I'm very new to TikTok Live. I still don't know my way around TikTok Live that well, so I apologise if I'm missing anything like in particular, or if you guys are sending like certain reactions or anything like that. I literally have no clue what's going on. So you're gonna have to bear with me with all the TikTok Live stuff. But I hope you guys are all having a good weekend. I kind of live streamed yesterday when I feel like everyone was kind of like at school or at work, so I don't think that many people kind of saw the stream unless you came in the evening, which there was a good bunch of people here last evening when we were just all chatting in chat and stuff, and that was really nice. But now it's the weekend, I feel like I can probably reach a lot more of my followers or just new people in general. So again, if you're new here, my name's Elodie Dow. I'm the creator of the manga The Thieves is Still from Death, if I can reach my book. And I've been working on this for almost 2 years now. The second year anniversary of the series is on the 1st of June, so that's very close, and that's why I want to get chapter 10 done, because I'd love to get this out for a June 1st release, if not a bit sooner than that. But I still need to do the Q&A for the second year anniversary, and there's a lot of questions this year for that Q&A, so I need to get that prepared, but at least I want to release the Q&A for June 1st. Even if I release the chapter a bit earlier, I will release the Q&A probably on June 1st, and that's the plan at the moment. But again, I've only got 3 pages left to draw, including this one, for chapter 10 now, so I would think I'll be done with this chapter by the end of this upcoming week. Like, it would not surprise me if I'm done by the weekend next week, if not sooner than that. And then obviously that chapter gets released early on my Patreon, so one of my viewers who were here yesterday called Sil is a Patreon subscriber, so I really appreciate that, so they'll get it early once that releases, and then it should kind of release either 5 to 7 days after the Patreon release, for everyone else, on like Webtoon Canvas, Global Comics, Manga Plus creators, etc. Those will just be available on a public platform later. But yes, if you've got any questions at all for me, feel free just to just comment, and I'll try my best to answer any. I'm all about sharing my knowledge about manga creations. Again, like for me, I've been doing the Thieves stuff in there for 2 years now, so I've had a lot of experience creating manga now. And I know a lot of people who are a bit more professional than I am when it comes to creating manga, like people who've been like good with media program, successful published indie creators. There's a lot of connections and people that I do know. So if you've got any questions at all about like creating manga, or you just want to find out a bit about me more, or the characters, or the story, feel free to just comment, and I'll try my best to answer. But apart from that, I am just going to be drawing this panel first and foremost. So this is Malachi I'm drawing at the moment. I was drawing him on the last page yesterday, when he was smiling for the first time in 10 chapters. It says he's quite like a stern sort of character, so to see him smile for the first time was kind of weird drawing him smile, not gonna lie. But no, he's back to his usual self in these panels here now. So again, if you haven't seen what I'm drawing today, these are the panels that I'm drawing. So it's a bit more dynamic than my last page yesterday, and so it's going to be a bit of a journey getting this page done. How did you start drawing? So I started, first of all, I was a writer before I was like an artist, I would say, but when I used to write stories, I used to do like little drawings alongside my writing. So I guess that's kind of how I first started, but I started seriously taking it when I got my first Android tablet at like 12 years old. And that's when I started drawing, a bit more. But that was literally just with my finger. And then after that, I took art GCSEs, and then I did a extended diploma in art and design at college, and then I went to university to study concept and comic arts. And 2 years later, I am here. I currently work as a library assistant for like a day and a half or 2 days a week at the moment, but I do like extra shifts for them sometimes as well. So that's my part-time gig. I'm also a script writer at the moment for a webtoon project that I'm under a non-disclosure agreement for at the moment. So I can't talk about that at the moment. I'm on a trial run basis with them at the moment to see if the project's for me, if I work with the team well, if the director is pleased with the work I'm doing. Like, that's all up in the air at the moment, but that's something else I'm doing at the moment. But again, I can't really talk about that. But apart from that, I'm working on Thieves stuff and that. But we read front to back, so would it not make sense how we read? So I do it right to left, the Thieves stuff and that. That's just because I've learned how to do it that direction, because I study from manga in general. I know some of my friends do it how we usually read, which is left to right. But yeah, I don't know. I just defaulted to right to left. But I've done comics the other direction before how we typically read. I've done one recently for the University of Dundee for their Darkness research project, and that was left to right in the manga style of the adaptation of Lord Bryan's Darkness poem. If you know who Lord Bryan is, you're an OG. He's a very old guy. That's so brilliant. You got a good bit of history with it. Yeah. I would say so. I mean, I wasn't taught a lot about how to draw manga at university or anything. A lot of manga techniques and stuff I taught myself, because there was no one else who kind of did like professional manga making at the university I attended. But like I did learn a lot about like composition, character design, environment design, all of that good stuff because of university, which helps with my comic process in general. But yeah, I'm quite busy in general in terms of when, creating comics and, my library work. There's a lot going on. But I mean, I'd love to do the Thieves stuff from Death full time. Like, that would be my goal, but at the moment it's just not financially it's not viable at the moment. It is what it is. But, I'll still work with it. But yeah, that's my history when it comes to art. I don't think there's really much else. I guess I was a finalist for a 2000 AD, which is like a big comic house here in the UK, the people who are behind like Judge Dredd and stuff. I was like a finalist for one of their competitions back in 2022. I was first on Manga Plus Creators with my first chapter back in June of 2023. That's kind of like all the competitions I've entered. Like, I've never won a competition. I haven't won a competition since I was like 10. And when I was 10, I won like a W.H. Smith's art set, like those really like crappy art sets. Yeah, I won one of those when I was 10, and that's the only like thing I can ever remember winning at. It was like some like small art competition that happened in our town. It's like, you could draw whatever you want, and they were just up in the high street, and you just kind of just drew at that table, and then you just submitted what you drew at that point. And I won like a little art set. So that's the only competition that I've ever won. But I've never won anything else when it comes to my art. But I have been like a finalist, I guess, to a few things. But yeah, I've never really won anything since I was 10. But yeah, I do my best though. But the Thieves stuff from Death, at least what I'm drawing at the moment, it is first and foremost for myself. I always say to people that if you're doing like a long-term project, you really got to be obsessed with it, because there's no one else to keep you motivated apart from yourself, really. So you need to have a lot of self-motivation to get your work done. Because if you're going to make it for yourself, then you're going to be motivated to do it. If you're going to make it for other people, which is fine if you want to make it for other people, but if your only expectation is to make it for other people, you're going to set yourself up for disappointment, I feel like. Because growth as like a comic artist, webtoon artist, manga artist is a very, very slow process. I think people expect instant success, and it's really not the case. But here, if you don't know my characters, this is Larkin, this is Malachi. So I'm drawing Larkin at the moment. I'll see if I can get Larkin's ref here. I mean, I don't need it because I know how to draw Larkin from like just my head. He's the character I've drawn, I think, the most apart from Fletcher. So he's pretty much in most pages. Though in this chapter, he's not present that much. It's like the first time that Larkin isn't really around as much, so that's a bit unusual, but I'm so glad to be drawing him a lot more now. But yeah, again, if you're here, I apologise if you hear like a hum in the background. It is my fan, because it is boiling here in the UK today, and I can't have my windows open or my door open to let air through, because I don't really want people to like hear like my entire life story down my street, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to keep it enclosed as much as I can at the moment, but also means I'm when I'm surrounded by two computers, it gets really warm in my room, so that's why I have my fan. So I apologise if it's a bit annoying in the background. Alright, so I feel like it's best it should go more like that, I feel like. I don't know why I drew it that way. You go like that, down that way. That way, and then go that way. That's fine. And then go that way. Also, my pen's behaving a bit better today when inking. I don't know why that is, but it feels way more easier to ink with my pen today. Maybe I'm just, I don't know, in a good mood, and I'm like, my pen's actually just like, yeah, I'll also be in a good mood or something. I don't know. Alright, so that's his curve. Okay, that way. Done there. I don't know. Okay, that's not too bad. It will do. Okay, that's not too bad with the flip. That looks alright with the flip. That's fine. That would do. I really appreciate like all the follows and all the likes, everyone. I really appreciate it. Like, I think yesterday we had like 70 people follow just like my TikTok account, and I'm like, how am I getting all of these people? Like, I'm glad people are interested in my work, but again, I'm always kind of shocked with like the reach of TikTok. Like, it's just something I've never really experienced before in my 10 years on the internet. For people who don't know, I've just been on TikTok for over a year now. So, you know, for me, TikTok in general is just a whole different beast compared to other social platforms I've been on. But yeah, I'm kind of glad I expanded onto TikTok because I'm a lot of fans that I know quite well now. I originated from TikTok and, you know, watching my videos. So, you know, if I didn't do a TikTok, then I don't think those people would ever find my series. And also, it's like, everyone's really nice on TikTok. At least the people I've bumped into so far, been really, really nice. They really remind me of my Webtoon Canvas readers, who are a really friendly bunch of people. So, you know, for me, it's quite nice to be surrounded by people like that, especially people who read my work who are like that. It's just good vibes, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like the community for the Future Stuff and Left that I want to cultivate is, you know, just good vibes, you know, which has been successful so far. And for people who don't know, I do have a Discord server. I just don't ever think the link that I link to people, you know, ever works. So again, if you ever want to join my Discord server, you know, you'll probably have to send me a friend request and then I'll send you a link to it. Yeah, because I just don't trust Discord links to ever work for me. I've had so many issues with trying to link Discord links at the moment. I don't know why that is. We set them never to expire and then they still expire. I don't know what's happening there, but alright, and then let's just erase this. Alright, and I'm gonna remember to draw all of Larkin's bags today. I'm not gonna miss a bag today because I did yesterday and I was so annoyed yesterday that I missed his bag, drawing his bag. It's not gonna happen today, alright? It's not gonna happen. Alright, I've drawn the straps in for Larkin. Apart from this panel, I'm now realising, let me quickly just adjust that. Also, this top angle, oh my word, folks. Do you know how many attempts it took me to do this? It took me so long. It's because I never draw this angle. And for me, it was like, getting it to not look awkward was really difficult. Because, like, if I put, like, Larkin's, like, feet here, or something, right? It just looks strange. You know? I mean, it look alright, but like, it just looks strange when you look from it from afar, so that's why I stuck his foot out, so they're kind of like kind of angled that way, right? It took me a really long time to figure out how to pose them like that, when I was doing that original sketch, but I'm actually quite pleased with how that sketch turned out, so I'm looking forward to drawing that. There you go, just completely undo that. Brilliant. Okay, let's do the background here. Right, that's the right background, vector layer. Alright, we're going to draw some lines now, so let's get my line brush out. Right, and then perspective ruler. So that's the door frame here. And that could be quite thick. And then this is like the countertop thing in the hallway. Let's have a look. And then reduce the brush size again. And then reduce it again. Then there's a little box here. Another box here. And go down there. Ooh. That's fine. And then go down here. Right, and then there's panels going down here that I haven't drawn in, but I'll just guess where they would be. And then there will be filler down there. That's fine. Right, and then there's a door here. Oh, there should be a door here. I just draw a lot of detail into it. That's the door, and go repeating that part. I don't know what to call these little things, but they kind of like bulge out a bit. I really need to like learn the names of like everything to do with paneling, because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm drawing this thing and I don't actually know the name of it. It's like just a decorative thing, you know. Right, and then more paneling. That's fine. And then we can draw the rest of this door. Good idea. We could do the walls over here now. Actually, let's increase the size of this slightly, maybe. Then that pops out a bit. Go up here. Down there, across, down there. Nice. Right, back to 4. Go across down here. Beep, 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 beep. Down there, up there. And then, how's that looking so far? It looks alright. Again, it would you to drop, because I mean, to be fair, like, again, you can see I've written dark. I've written dark, and the point of being dark is that you're probably not going to even see back here that much anyway. So I'm not too worried about getting all the lines right back here. And like, usually I'd be a lot more careful when it comes to backgrounds, but again, because a lot of it's going to be shrouded in darkness anyway, I don't think it really matters that much. It's more like this wall matters more than anything down here, really. Right, go this way, up here. Alright, and then it is floorboards up here too. Alright, and then I think I want to draw a pattern on this door as well. Yeah, if I draw one like that, and then you want like 2 halves that way, yeah, and then vector line of race. So if we do that, nice, and then do slightly smaller line here. Again, I'm not going to be too careful with this because it doesn't really matter. And look how small the panel is anyway. Like, most readers won't even notice that detail. Alright, let's store some for this one as well. And actually, I feel like that would bulge out just over a little bit. That's fine. Actually, probably comes out more like that. There you go. And then raise that line. Right, and then let's see if we can draw this successfully. If we go to my panic gang. Okay, that pen's a bit thick. Round we go. Yep, that'll do. And then 53. So that brush again. Focus this off now. Oh, why is it? Okay, there we go. Do the paneling here. And then drag this up. And then that comes down here. Nice. Okay, and then if we draw the floorboards coming towards us. I don't know if there's an easy way of doing this. Maybe I'll just follow the little lines down here. And then we want one like bang in the middle here. Bang in the middle. Also more down that way. Yep, and then follow the lines. I don't know, actually, I feel like they'll be slightly smaller. They'll just be kind of hidden down here. And then there'll be another one halfway down there, halfway down there. I just don't want any tangents, but I feel like this one would produce. Okay. I don't get it not to produce a tangent. I think that's got the closest I can go with. Right. Okay, and then if we just draw these vertical lines real quick. We'll do it over here. Down we go. And then, brilliant, and then we'll do the full panels down here. Right, and then these ones as well. My eyes kind of go crazy when I do this. These ones, that one, that one, that one. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, boom, 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 boom. I think yeah, I think that's all of them. Brilliant. And then I think what I might do on these walls, I might add some crude lines. Okay, I'm kind of want to do, I don't have to describe it. Decay brush. I don't want to show that. Yeah. So just a little bit of decay on the top down here. And then erase that part. And then done that too. Nice. And then I also want to do a bit of a line going down. I can't remember where I put a lot of this. Didn't really use the speed line to do it. I feel like I had another brush that did it before, but I can't. It's been so long since I've done it. I might just do it, I guess, with my normal brush. Kind of like that. Because again, it's supposed to be slightly of a darker mood, so I would only do this if there was a slightly more darker mood, which it will be in this. Okay. Nice. Okay. I will leave that panel be for now, I guess. Actually, I might put a slightly black outline so it stand out a bit more. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let me turn this back on. Okay, so I need to do the light fixtures still, and I need to do an action line for Malachi. That's fine. We can do that. Okay, what am I doing? Lights. Right, if I go up here. Oh, I am on the wrong pen. Here we go. Much better. I might reduce the size of it though. Right. Draw some nice lights now. Or candle lights, I guess. These are actually candles. The thing is, I mean, a lot of the lighting fixtures will get cut out during printing anyway, but like, for my digital readers, they'll see it, so. Go up here, da-da-da-da-da. I apologise, it's probably not a lot interesting on my screen right now because I'm focusing on this light. Yeah, look at that light, that looks pretty good actually. I wish I could copy and paste that, but it would mess the perspective of the lights too much, just because they're just a bit of a weird object to draw. Also, I feel like the flame would extinguish at this point, so I won't actually draw the flame, I don't think. I feel like it needs to be dark, so we'll just get rid of the flames. Right, I'm gonna go up here, cross down here. Down there. Candlestick, nice. Yeah, we've got all of that detail just for that. I'll just go dead simple for this one, I think. Let's see if we can make it that simple. Dun dun dun. Down, down, round, around. Speed draw. Nice, okay. Oh, okay, and now I think I'm done with that panel. There you go, now the walls don't look so bad. Right, let me quickly select these boxes. Actually, I'll just do 0.9, that's, I think, better. Just because I've got kind of an open panel down here. There we go. Nice. Right, that's the first panel done. And this one I think should be a lot quicker because we're not drawing a background with it. So, I need into creating fodder. So P2. I will also remember to take a drink. I've got Coke today. Yesterday I had like a squash, like a cherry squash, like a cherry summer fruit squash thing. But I reverted to Coke because again, I felt like it's a warm purpose today, so. Oh, I should emphasise this is a Diet Coke. It's not a natural like Coke. It's a Diet Coke. I don't like the taste of Diet Coke. I don't know, it's too sweet for me. It's just not for me, you know. I am a Diet Coke girlie. My dad really likes cherry Coke though. I do not like cherry Coke at all. But the thing is, I don't like cherry in general. It's just that the cherry squash I had yesterday doesn't taste like cherries. It's just like summer berries. So I don't know really why they labelled it cherries, but hey ho. I know I should really have Malachi's wrap up, but I mean, I don't really have a good angle of his hair really in this page unless I look at my previous manga pages, which I'll be honest, I'm a bit too lazy to go and track down and then maybe for this certain angle. Sometimes I actually do though, especially for like Fetch's hair I tend to, but Malachi is a bit easier to draw in terms of hair compared to some of my other characters. And then he's gonna look quite angry here. And then his scar's gonna be showing on the edge of his face this time here. Nice, okay. I'm just gonna add a bit of shadow on these inner parts here. Nice, okay, and then do his hairline down here. Oh, I forgot to draw his jewelry down here. I'll do that before I forget. Cause that'll be the worst thing. I'll forget his like dangly jewelry down here. Nice. Down there, cross down here. Okay. And then I'm going to do the back of his head. Make it slightly more round than I've drawn it though. Nice. Beep. Oh, his nose. Why is his nose so weird? That's not his nose. It should kind of go down a bit more. Yeah, it's still not perfect, but I mean, it will do, I guess. I will include the end of it though. And then I'll draw some of the scar down there. Eyelashes. It's a bit of an awkward angle to draw his eye at, but I wanted it at this angle. I'm gonna blame myself for that. I'm just gonna have to deal with it. Okay. Down. He's yelling, so it kind of needs to go. I'm just gonna double line it, just kind of give a bit of action to the jaw. Jaw here. I want a bit of movement on it. Probably in terms of this jaw in general, I probably want a bit of double movement on it. Like that. And then his mouth. There's teeth. And his mouth goes down there. Nice. And then I think I could just fill that in with black. Nice. Alright, and then scrunch up nose. And then he's Well, probably some eyebrow creases up here too. Alright, and then I will shade his upper lip later with screen tone, that's fine. I won't forget that. I don't know, I've been addicted to drawing like faces like these hatches in recently. I think I blame Detective Conan because I feel like Detective Conan does that quite often. And I've just fallen in love with doing that for like more like pissed off expressions. I don't know, I just really like it. I think it suits my art style more because when I draw blushes it's more that direction, you know, so it doesn't get confused. I fully draw it on paper. A lot of people don't anymore. A lot of your favorite manga artists probably draw on tablets. But I mean, it's still not uncommon for people to draw on paper. I know that a lot of TikTok accounts here, if they draw on paper, have way more followers because it looks way more appealing to look at as like a TikTok video. And so it's still people still draw traditionally. It's just to save money, a lot of people switch to digital now because obviously like getting the paper, getting like all the materials, the screen tone paper especially can be quite expensive. It just saves money overall, so I think that's why a lot of people switch to digital, and then obviously you've got the ability to undo and do some really cool effects. So yeah, as I said, what a lot of artists do, and I see this with like Case Study of Vanitas. I don't know if you know Case Study of Vanitas, but what the mangaka will do with that series is that they will ink it traditionally, like they do all the sketches and stuff traditionally, and then they do the screen tones digitally. So it really depends on the artist. People will have different techniques. I mean, there'll be some people who does everything like traditionally. Like I think Dan is all done traditionally from what I understand. I could be lying though. But I think they do all traditionally with Dan. But yeah, it's like some of your favorite manga is done digitally. Like D. Greyman, for example. I think all of that's done digitally now, but obviously D. Greyman used to be done traditionally back in like 2005 and stuff because it's been running for that long. But that's a lot, pretty much all digital now. I know they use like 3D assets for the backgrounds. The assistant teams use like 3D assets because they use like Unreal Engine to produce the backgrounds for D. Greyman, and then they draw on top of it. So a lot of people are using digital nowadays to make manga. But yeah, I mean, I much prefer digital. But I mean, if I had money, I'll be honest, if I was able like to print out my sketch from my tablet and get it to the right size, I would probably ink it traditionally. Because I think I'd probably get a better effect if I inked it traditionally. And then I would have to scan it back in and then do the screen tones digitally. I think that would be like my ideal way of drawing manga, but again, it's just, unless it becomes easier to do it that way, then I will wait for it. But at the moment, that's not the reality, and again, it'll be quite expensive to get inks and stuff for it. But I feel like my inks would probably look a lot better if I did it traditionally. But yeah, I by sketching so much better as digital. I feel like it needs to be thicker. That line art needs to be thicker. In certain parts, not all of it, but certain parts. Let's bring that to the bottom. I know what's annoying me. Oh, I'm not even drawing an effect. Okay, that's my mistake. That is my mistake. I've drawn another wrong layer. That's the first thing that's happened. That didn't happen at all yesterday. That's fine. Just quickly. At least, you know, when I realised I was drawing on a wrong layer last time, it was a vector layer. This was not a vector layer. Right, to go down this way. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better now. I've increased the brush size. That looks so much better. I'm just going to bring that down. And then go down that way. Do the metal parts here. Then that's his chest. At some point I will draw Malachi without his shawl on. And then you can see all of his muscles, but at the moment he's hiding it all. I honestly don't know when Malachi will take it off. Or actually, I know one scene in the future where he'll take it off, but I mean, I don't know if he'll show it off earlier, you know what I mean? So, it'd be a long time until then anyway. And this is the ear. Oh, this head's done a bit weirdly this time. Go out that way. Nice. I might reduce that hair at the bottom a bit because it's just a bit thicker than everything else. Nice. Do the hair upwards. Go that way. Up. Whoop. There we go. Nice, and go down that way. Oh, that is his neck scarf. That's not that would have been way too big. It's only small. There you go. Go down there, draw his mouth. Next scarf goes down there. Oh, I forgot to draw his neck here. It should be down there. There we go. Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate it. It gets my work out there a bit more. I'm sorry. I'm trying to like chat as much as I can. But I don't know. Today I keep like I don't know how to say it. Like disassociating. So I keep forgetting to look over at chat and seeing everyone's comments and reactions and stuff. Right, and then go down there. But no, I appreciate all the follows everyone's been giving since I've started live streaming. It really helps me out. Like honestly, like I'm honestly impressed by TikTok Live, because again, people don't know, this is like my second time live streaming on TikTok Live, or third time actually now on TikTok Live, so I don't know everything with TikTok Live fully at the moment. I don't understand everything, but like I didn't realize how much of like outreach there is on live. Like I seem to get like, I don't know, more engagement from live streaming than I do posting videos, but maybe I'm just not very good at like short-term videos. I don't know. Thank you for the like on the video, or on the live I mean, and thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I said I got a ton of videos on my TikTok profile that, you know, if you're an aspiring comic artist, I've created like some tips videos and some history videos, and obviously I post like time lapses of some of my pages sometimes. Sometimes I do like packing orders for like my physical edition of my manga. So like I post a variety of things on my TikTok page, but specifically for lives, it is mainly just me live drawing like I am now. And you know, taking questions, explaining my manga or my characters, or people got questions about my manga specifically if they've read any of it. I can try and answer it. We had like a nice like group of people yesterday evening who were, you know, all chatting in chat, and we had a really good time. And I put that video, you know, an archive of the 5-hour stream on YouTube. I put it on YouTube, and it's up there now. So if you were interested in anything from yesterday's stream and you want to see a bit more of the process, then it's all up on YouTube at the moment. I'll try and upload this one as well today. Well, not probably today, it might be tomorrow at this rate. But I'll try and upload it to my YouTube video, my YouTube channel, because it feels, for me, I feel like it's quite important to preserve things like this. You know, if I can try and save a video for, you know, future reference in the future, I will. So that's what I've been trying to do recently. Right, and then I feel like that can go out a bit more. Yeah. I'm not happy with this line. It's not connecting this tab properly, really. It's probably more like that. Yeah. Let's just get rid of this and I'll redraw it. Larkin's pony's always annoying. Welcome everyone who's joining. To give you a rundown, because it's been like, I don't know, like half an hour since I've done this. My name's Elodie Dow. I'm the creator of the manga The Thieves from Death. I've been publishing for about 2 years now. I think it's been about, almost 2 years. I'm about to have my 2nd year anniversary of The Thieves from Death. So there's going to be 10 chapters out. I'm almost at the end of chapter 10. I'm working on page 34 today, because that's what you see me draw. It's a crime mystery manga set in Victorian era England, specifically a place called Bath. So it's based on real locations, all of that fun jazz. And yeah, it's a crime mystery supernatural sort of series that I'm working on. And here with the ponytail is my protagonist Larkin. So you'll see me drawing him in a moment, and I'm just going to put a white outline behind him now, along with Malachi. Let's have a look. Okay, and then let me just erase the parts I don't need, which would be under here. And then I don't think that has caught any white underneath. Nice. Okay. And then this was just going to be like a dark, moody background. I don't know. Maybe I should do that now, since it's just black. Let's just get the lasso tool. Okay, and then how do I want to do this? There's a lot of ways I could do this background, and that's the issue. There's so many ways I could present this panel, and I don't know how I wanted to present it in the background. So I'm just trying to think what I want to do. Because this one's going to be fully black. It's just going to have like the circle showing with some creepy lines. So I'm trying to think. We kind of want an aura. I feel like kind of like an aura sort of effect. I don't know. I don't know what I want. Hiya! Thank you. I'm glad you like my work. Do you have any work out at the moment? I do. So I've got 9 chapters out online at the moment. They can read completely for free on Webtoon Canvas, Manga Plus Creators, and Global Comics. So if you want to read it for free, it is online to read. If you're interested, if not, then I've got a physical edition. If you want a physical edition, it contains the first 6 chapters. So at the moment, the page I'm working on will be for volume 2, along with chapter 7 to chapter 9 that I've already completed will be for volume 2. So I'd like to get volume 2 out for the end of this year, but it might be more like the start of next year at this point, because I don't work on my manga full time. It does take me a while to produce pages for it. Unfortunately, again, I wish I could work on it full time, but it's just not the case at the moment. It is what it is. But yeah, that's how you can check it out. So no problem. I said if you want to check it out, then yeah, you can read it for free, unless you want to get a physical edition. Name an anime for edits. I don't know. Look, my favourite anime is an anime that people have never heard of before. I don't know. I doubt anyone in chat, unless you know my TikTok videos, which I've revealed at once before, would know what my favourite anime is. It's a 90s show called Kyo Kara Owewa, or From Today I Am, and it's kind of like a delinquent comedy action series, and it's my favourite anime of all time. But my favourite series of all time is D Grey Man. Hiya, welcome to the stream. Yes, it's on Webtoon Canvas, so like the indie platform. I am working on a Webtoon project at the moment, which I'm being hired to do, but I'm under a non-disclosure agreement at the moment, so I can't say any more about it, apart from the fact I'm doing some screenwriting for them, or like, you know, being a writer for them as such, right? But I'm kind of on a trial run basis with them at the moment, so I don't know if it's going to be like a permanent thing. Oh, hold on, I just need to do the puzzle on here. It wants to end my live stream, so give me 1 second. I'm gonna do the puzzle. It's like one of those spinny puzzles. I don't know if you guys have been getting them recently, but I keep like failing it. There we go. But no, welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm working on page 34 out of 36 for chapter 10. It's a very long chapter, this is. It's why it's been taking me so long to draw it all. Right, do I want to do creepy line? I don't know if I want creepy line. I mean, this creepy line's not even, I don't think it's correct. It's like that. I don't know. Do I want creepy line? I don't know what to do for this background. This, again, like, there's too many options for me to choose from. I could do something like that, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. feel like that's a bit distracting, I'm not gonna lie. I want the attention to be on this panel, so, and this is going to drag a lot of attention anyway, so I don't want to overload it too much. I think I want to keep it simple. Oh, thank you for the flower. Sorry, I didn't see that. Again, I really don't know what anything means if you guys send stuff on TikTok Live, so I apologise. I literally have no clue what that means. Wow, this is amazing. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Because I'm working on page 30 for chapter 10 today with the Future Stop and Death. It's something that I create all myself, so all the dialogue, all the art, everything you see is by me. And I've been working on it for, well, it's been out for almost 2 years now. What software do I use? I use Clip Studio Paint, but specifically the Expert Edition of Clip Studio Paint. So it's a more expensive version, to put it simply. Oh, actually, maybe I'll use this one. I feel like that could work. If I erase some of it out, maybe. Hold. Let me experiment. And then if I hold. I am experimenting. Give me 1 sec. I don't know. I don't know if I like that, actually. I don't know if I like that. I don't think I like it. I thought I had something, and then I don't like it. I don't know. I don't know what I like. Unless I just use like a pre-made background. I don't know. I like these oil brushes that I got recently, but I don't think it'll work for this. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it'll work if I add some like creepy lines in. I don't know. We'll see. Because this is a brush I got recently, and I quite like it. And then okay, actually I quite like that, but again I don't know if that's going to be too distracting to the other panels. And then I think if I kind of go in around the edge. Hello, welcome to the stream. Sorry, at the moment I'm trying to debate how I want to do this background for this scene, because I don't want it to be too distracting from the other panels, so I'm trying to keep it as simple as I can. I don't know if that's working. Now we get a special ruler. Let's do circle, not concentrated circle, is it that? I don't know, it might be concentrated. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, so if I do that and I go like that, oh, I think that will work. Or I can just remove the creepy lines and have it something like that, which honestly might be better if I just keep it that simple. I could do a solid colour. I could definitely do a solid colour. So what I could do is if I just go around like that. Sorry, I'm just going to keep this one as backup, and then we can compare like different backgrounds and stuff. What might be a good idea if I have the rest of the sketch up. So if I just quickly do that, but undo. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to clear that one. Nice. So imagine this panel being black, like the outline, and it's only the circle kind of showing here, and it's kind of like whoop 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 kind of sound effects going down there, and maybe some creepy lines. I've just kind of edged that out, and then down here it's just going to be a white background with quite a few action lines.
So that would be dead simple, and there might be like some dirt in the background. And then this one's just gonna be extra lines, and then there's gonna be like some magic stuff down here. So again, that's why I was like, I wanted to keep this panel simple. But I don't know. I could do an ombre effect, but I don't know. In all honesty, I don't know what I want to do for that background. I mean, I could just leave it and start inking some of the other pages, but I don't know. Let me see if I can do little ombre effects, just so we've got an idea of what it would look like. But I would need to draw it in manually, because Clip Studio Paint doesn't really have a feature that I can draw like a circle gradient, which really Clip Studio should do. Clip Studio should have something like that, but it doesn't. So if I move this, so if I do like the circle down here, and then if I do the gradient here, I'll split it up. Because I could kind of do like a little like ghosty aurora thing, maybe. I could do something like that, maybe. That could work. And if I convert that to tone, that's not too bad, you know. Like a little ombre effect. Because again, I just need to draw. I need to draw his action line up here. Actually, now I'm remembering. Actually, I quite like that over an ombre effect. Yeah, I said, as long as you guys think it looks good, that's the main thing. I think it looks a lot better when it's like that. Because again, I just don't. Again, all the attention should really be on this panel and that panel. So, I think that works. I'll keep it like that if you guys think it's good. So, alright, I'm just going to quickly draw the action line up here on panel 1 before I forget. Let me see. Action line. He's turning his head. Oh, he's lifting his arm up here. So I'm just going to quickly draw these in. Oh, there's a white line here. Where's that coming from? I'm trying to think where that's coming from. Is it? It might be from panel 1. It's not from panel 1. Hold. What's happening? Is it? I think it might be the actual background itself. It must be my lasso tool. I didn't put it correctly. I might just put a bit black around here and just kind of cover it off. That's fine. It'll be in the cut off area anyway. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. I know. And the thing is, when you're drawing manga pages, you create so many layers. It's like impossible to find anything. And I don't really label my layers either. So it is just a guessing game half the time. So yeah, it is not fun. I'm really bad with naming my layers. I name my folders. I do name my folders, but I don't name my layers. But at least labeling my folders, I actually know where everything's kind of at for each panel. So what I was doing, action line. That's what I was doing. I'm gonna get this action line done. Motion line. I don't know. That's quite. Actually, that works quite nicely. Okay, like. Yeah, I might do that, but I might just quickly. That's quite nice. I like that. Then I don't know if I can add some smaller ones, maybe. Like that. Yeah. Like that. I like that. Whew. And then I need to flick his head over here too. Living on the edge? Yeah. That's how I do it. I don't know my layers. And the thing is, I don't do that either with my illustrations. I don't name any of my layers. I only name my folders. It'd take too much time if I labelled my layers. Honestly, it'd slow me down too much. But usually I have a good idea where everything is, because I've got a good like system in place in terms of my workflow that I kind of know where everything would be. I'm just gonna, I don't know, maybe do I want a fancy motion line? I don't know. I don't think I do. No, I'm just gonna keep it simple. Keeping it simple. Well, then I'll just add like a white outline. Oh, I don't want the other part to have the white outline. 1 second, let's clear that and Control B, and then we put a white outline. Nice. And then I'm just going to quickly pass that off, sorry. Okay. And then I'm just going to make a speed line folder, and I'm just going to colour that yellow. Do you fancy girls? No. I'm error ace, so I don't feel attraction to anyone. I never have had a crush in my life, so unfortunately I'm unable to experience that. Right. Oh, what did I do there? I just got the colour mixing it, but that's not what I want. Right, okay, panel 3. Panel 3, yeah, panel 3. I'm not going to do any action like that. You know that had tunnel in their heads. That's fine. Let's work on the strange panel down here. Right, let's draw Malachi. You know, I think this might be the first time I've ever drawn Malachi from a top angle. I've drawn Fletcher and Larkin from a top angle before. But if you weren't here earlier, I was saying how difficult it was for me to draw this panel, because it's like twisting their bodies and getting them to look natural from like up top is really difficult to do. It's really difficult to get right. So I was really impressed with myself with how this looked actually. And it looks fairly natural, because a lot of the time when you do stuff like this, it doesn't look natural, because it doesn't in real life look natural either, so. Let's go down there. What is this figure doing down here? I mean, that anyone wants me to see that figure anyway, but... Okay, I'm not going to put too much detail into this because again, they're tiny in this panel, so... Let's draw his line up here. Hiya, welcome to the stream. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I've been drawing for about 10 years now. It's been about 10 years since I first started drawing. For people who don't know, I'm 23, so I am still very young, even though I'm sure there'll be people who are like underage here and be like, no, you're old. I'm really not old, guys. I am very young. Okay, you're gonna, like, I'm still very young. But I went to university about 2 years ago. I studied concept and comic arts. So I do have a bit of history in terms of education and art as well. But I didn't specifically learn manga from university. A lot of manga was like self-taught. Same with kind of my style, but I mean I learned a lot from university, so it was worth going in my eyes. What software do I use? I use something called Clip Studio Paint, specifically the expert edition of Clip Studio Paint, so it's just a more expensive variant of it. Because I don't know if you can see down here, I have like a whole, you can see kind of my entire project for this chapter here. So you like scroll, you can see how many pages I've done for this chapter. So this only comes with like the expert edition of Clip Studio Paint. It just keeps everything a bit more organised. Thank you, I'm glad you like my work, I really appreciate it. You guys are too kind, honestly. There's much better manga artists out there, but I mean, I say I'm a decent artist. I'm really happy with my style and how I draw my characters. And that's only kind of a recent thing that's happened in like the last like year and a half maybe. I've been really happy with how my characters look and my art style in general. And like I said, I've been drawing for 10 years, and I think that's the first time that's really ever happened. So, and I really like my art style. I wouldn't be drawing it this way if I didn't. So, it's really fun drawing in this way. Why not Kitra? I have tried it. When I first got my Cintiq tablet, which is none of these two tablets actually, so I got a 32 here, a 28 here. I first started out with a computer drawing tablet, a Cintiq 13, and it wasn't the Pro edition, it was just like the standard edition of a Cintiq. So yeah, I started on the Cintiq 13 and I originally drew with Krita before I got Clip Studio Paint. That was my first desktop program I had, was Krita. But yeah, I'll just say that Clip Studio Paint, if you want to make comics, it's so much better. Like, I mean, you can draw comics on Krita, it's just a lot more hard work, in my opinion. Like, you'll really benefit if you ever upgrade to Clip Studio Paint. It's literally designed for comics, so... Where can I read your work? So to give you a rundown, I'm working on chapter 10 at the moment. You can read up to chapter 9 online on Manga Plus Creators, Global Comics, and Webtoon Canvas. Or if you want to buy a physical edition of the book, you can get it off of my Etsy. It contains the first 6 chapters. So if you want a physical book, you can get a physical book. I'm running a sale currently on my first editions, because I think I've really got like 6 left. And those only have like minor printing errors and stuff like that. That was like my first run of the book. But the one I was just showing you there was like the newer edition of the Thieves Stop and F, which is like the official version, as you will. But if you want to pick up like an early copy of it, there's not many left. So if it ever blows up, you could say you've got a first edition if you want a first edition. But at the moment, it's really not that big, the Thieves Stop and F. So. How do you only have 7 viewers? I thought you had thousands. Nah. I've never been popular online, man. Instead, I'm terrible. I've got a terrible online presence, I'll be honest. I can never... I don't know how to get followers, honestly. I don't know how to build my audience up that well. I mean, I've been trying to. That's why I'm here on TikTok. I've been posting on TikTok for the last year. And even on TikTok, I don't have that many followers, I think it's because I don't tend to put like a facade on who I am. Like I feel like I'm very honest, but I don't feel like that's necessarily what TikTok as an algorithm really likes. But yeah, I'm really not that popular. A lot of people don't know what the Thieves of Stuff and Death is. You know, some of my friends are a lot bigger than I am, you know, so it's always been the case though. But I've been online for 11 years now, and you know, I've never really had a big following or anything, so I'm quite used to it by now, to be honest. But I don't know if I ever want to be like mega famous anyway. Like, I'd like to be famous enough to work on the Thieves of Stuff and Death, but I don't think any more popular than that, you know? I don't know. Maybe it'd be fun to have something big, but I don't know. I feel like that would be way too overwhelming, you know? Do you have any do you make any tutorials? I have made a few in the past. They're all on my YouTube channel. Sorry, you're going to see my For You page here. Let's go onto here. Yeah, so they're all on my YouTube channel. It's called Melody Elodie. Again, I've been uploading some of my live streams, my past live streams to here recently. But you know, it's like inking a manga page if you want to speed paint. And then screen tone a manga page my way. So if you're learning to screen tone and you like my style of screen toning, you can learn in that video. And I don't think, apart from that, I don't have that many other tutorials really. You see some of my sketches, my early sketches here. But yeah, I don't have a lot on my YouTube, but I mean, there's just a couple of things if you want something a bit more digestible. Apart from that, I've got tutorials and like top tips and advice on my TikTok page. There's a couple of videos that you can look at my TikTok page where I go through things like writing tips and drawing tips with manga creating. If you were ever interested, just, you know, have a gather with off my TikTok page, because there might be some useful stuff for you if there's something that you're particularly interested in learning. I try and caption all my TikTok videos, stating what the video is about if I can, so they should be quite easy to spot. Yeah. Oh, you know what? This panel has been really satisfying to draw. I just don't ever draw like top angles like this that often, so I think that's why I'm enjoying it so much. But yeah, it's really warm here in the UK today. It's been a while since I brought this up, but if you can hear some whirring in the background, it's because I've got a fan at the moment blowing in my face, because I don't have my windows open, I don't have my door open, because I don't want everyone on my street to hear my voice. So everything at the moment is kind of shut, so there's no air coming into my room, so that's why I've got a fan in my room keeping me cool. So if you can hear it, I apologise, but it's really warm here in the UK today. Where is the accent from? So I'm from the UK, but specifically I'm from Wiltshire. So I am a countryside girly. So I feel like my accent might be a bit strange because it's not a common British accent. It is like farmers like accent, as you will. So, but yeah, I said I've also got speech and language disorder as well, so that might affect the way how I speak a bit as well. Like I know I do slur my words quite often. That's just my speech and language disorder. That's not the accent, that's just my speech and language disorder. So I apologise if some of my wording sounds a bit off, or my sentence structures sound a bit off. That's just, you know, my speech and language disorder. Hiya, welcome to the stream. I'm drawing page 34 out of 36. I'm almost done with chapter 10, okay? I'm getting there. This is what I'm drawing today, so alright, so I'll just have one more hand to draw, and then what is happening with this hand? Like, what is happening with this finger? I might just connect these two fingers together, and then his thumb would be by here, but I don't know. His thumb doesn't need to be showing, to be fair. That would do. Okay, no one's really gonna notice when it's that small. Let's just put an outline here. I have no problem with that. I am Welsh and Nigerian, so nice. Do you live in Wales? Do you live in Nigeria? Do you just live in England in general, or where do you actually live at the moment? As I said, I am very, very white. I said my surname is Scottish, and from my mother's side, her maiden name is Irish. So I think I'm very white. Oh, you live in Wales at the moment. Nice. It said, I'm not that far from Wales. I haven't been to Wales in a long time. I should really go at some point. But like my family go to Wales like all the time. They go over to Cardiff quite often. Because they like see like the 100, like the rounders cricket sort of thing. So they go to Wales quite often for that during the summer. So that will be happening quite soon actually. Alright, I'm just going to draw the lines back. Oh, did this not get whited out? A hand. Okay, there's actually a few things that did not get white out here. Let's have a look. Okay. Let's draw the floorboards and the rug. Also, yeah, there is supposed to be a rug under them. I forgot to draw the rug on this. Okay. Oh. Okay, but I'll redraw that in a second. I forgot to draw the rug on that panel. There is a rug. There's supposed to be a rug down here. So there is a rug on the other pages. I'll fix that in a second. Let me just draw the full boards here though. Alright, draw down there. That's down there. Nice. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly fix this rug over here because that's going to annoy your voice. Let's see if we can fix that real quick. Hiya, welcome to the stream. So I'm just drawing my manga page today. That's all I'm doing here. It's just drawing a page from my manga. I'm just gonna put the rug back in though. Let's put it back in. It's probably quite big, so be rid of that one and that one. That'd be fine. And then let's bring this back down. Let's bring the rug back in. So we'll make this line not that big. That one now. Okay. Just to kind of get it to stand out a bit more. And then actually, did I draw any patterns on that? No, it's just like a single colour. Fine. We'll leave it at that. And now I'm thinking, so I'm just gonna quickly have a look at my other panels. Did I actually draw? I did draw the rug here. Oh, I didn't draw the rug here yesterday. Okay, I might. Also, this is my page I worked on yesterday live stream, so I'm just gonna quickly fix that for consistency's sakes. So which page is that? Hiya! Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like my work. Are you planning to make an anime out of it? My series is not big enough, to be honest, to ever get an anime adaptation at this point. Unless, it blows up one day, then maybe it will. But no, there's no plans at the moment to make an anime or anything like that. I mean, I've made, animations of my characters before, but, that's, I think, the closest you're ever gonna get, you know what I mean? Unless I ever commission someone to make animations of my characters, which would be really cool actually. If I commission someone maybe in the future to do some animation stuff for me. But no, at the moment it's not planned to be an anime or anything like that. Alright. Basically, you can't see anything on that floor now, but it's fine. That will do. At least it shows that the rug's actually there now, so. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like my animations. I said I'm really, really not an animator, so you know, for me, I'm not a very good animator at all. So you know, little animations like stuff like the one that's pinned to my profile at the moment. Sorry, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. If I say I'm gonna sneeze, I'm not gonna sneeze. You see, and you know that took me like 14 hours to do, the one pinned to my profile. But yeah, I haven't ever really done that much animating. It's just like, oh, I'll give it a crack, you know, see how it goes. Alright, so let me draw the circle down here now. Oh, I need that in perspective, please. We don't want that. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out where exactly this circle I drew last time was. Oh, I think I've got it pretty much. That's fine. Go like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to quickly remove the bubbles here. Okay, and then actually I'm going to remove the full bolts, and then we know that this is fully blacked out then. So we go like that. There we go. And then this is what I've been waiting for. And then let's just get rid of the sketch here. Hold. We're seeing this one get together now. Dun, dun, dun. And then we need to add some whoop whoops. So I might do that now. Now we've got the black background in. Well, I can't believe it. You really do it, though. It looks like you've been practicing for ages, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe it's because, I mean, at university we did like animatics, but never animation. I don't know. So maybe because I do kind of know like storyboarding and how to make an animatic, that maybe that helps out when I do animations. But again, like I'm not professionally trained to animate whatsoever. But I'd like to do more animations. It just takes so bloody long to do animation. Is why I don't do many of them at all. I think I have like 3 animations on my page. So I love to do more though. I'd like, you know what I'd really like to do if I ever have enough time, I'd like to hire voice actors and like get them to like voice out like a certain scene from like my manga or something, like a really highly requested like page of my manga to be adapted or something. I'd love to like do like a motion comic with voice acting. That'd be really cool. I'd like to do that at some point. Have you thought about going into game dev because you have so much talent? So I originally did a course at university called Concept and Comica, and half of the course essentially was about game development. But I don't know. I just for me, I don't know. When I went to university, I thought I'd be interested in maybe going to game development, but I don't know. It's just never really vibed for me. I don't know why that is. It was just never really appealed to me since I went to university to go into game development. Like, I don't mind doing some freelance stuff, but I wouldn't want it as my full-time career. I don't think I'll get that much enjoyment out of it, to be honest. But if you don't know, I'm also a library assistant. That's my other part-time job at the moment. I am a library assistant. I do that for about 2 days a week, if not more, if I'm covering. At the moment, I'm also doing a webtoon project. I'm under an NDA, and I'm script writing for that webtoon project that I can't talk about. And at the moment, I'm on a trial basis for that. So there is other things I'm doing on the side at the moment, but I am not like full-time artist at all. So, but I don't know. I'm open. Like, I know my friend's been making a visual novel recently, and they asked me last November to make backgrounds for their visual novels, but I was just so busy at the time with like conventions. Like during my first convention, there was like my Dundee University project I was working on as well. There was like a lot of things going on in that November that I wasn't able to say yes to them. Otherwise I would have done some backgrounds for visual novel, but it is what it is. I think, how am I going to do this? Whoop whoop. Woo. I think maybe like a jagged line, maybe. Like a, yeah. Like a, you kind of just want it slightly creepy, like whoop. Whoop. I might, what I'll do, I'll erase some of it out a bit, and I feel like whoop, 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 whoop. I've got to keep it inside the green line, so that's my other issue, unfortunately. Whoop, whoop. I don't know. I don't want too many whoops. I don't want too many whoops. I don't know. How many whoops do I want? What did my sketch show originally, actually? Okay, so I have a whoop, whoop. I have 3 whoops. So let me just copy that. Sorry, this probably looks chaotic. On your phones at the moment. Whoop, whoop. And then there's another whoop down here. Okay, and then something like that, maybe. I'm just going to size that down, unfortunately, because of that speech bubble. Like a whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, and then I feel like I want to erase some of it, maybe. Let's have a look. I don't know. I do not know, actually. Ooh. But I kind of want to blend it into the background a bit, that's all. I do add some like creepy lines as well. Something like that. That's quite nice. Alright, let me put the sketch back in. Oh, that's my previous sketch for that panel. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference if I do that. It's kind of like I just made it slightly more dynamic. I just used some fancy squish and pull sort of techniques on it. So yeah, I just got back a copy of it, but yeah. But yeah, for this face, which we'll go on to in a bit, I don't know if I can pull it up. I kind of wanted to do something similar to this panel here. This was back in chapter 7. I wanted to kind of invert it like this again for Maureen. So that's what I'm going to do later. Right, and then I think I want some creepy lines. Creepy lines. So yeah, that's the reason why it says invert there, because it gives me a reminder that's what I'm doing. So, ooh, that's not my one. That one is my selection. Thank you. Right, creepy lines. And that's fine. That speech bubble that can be overlapped from now. That's fine. Until I put some screen toning in, then it'll look better. Creepy lines. Or I could do a dark aura brush, which could also work. Oh yeah, like the dark aura brush. I'll put these in manually. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I don't know if I can. I think I've got more stuff like that, but I don't know where my stuff is. I've got too many brushes. This is my issue. Where's my cookie lines? Cookie lines. It's kind of a bit of white going up these trails. And then we can add some black as well in a second too. Right, and then because I don't want it to go like all the way white by the time it gets to the circle or anything. I just kind of want the outskirts. I kind of want it to be pretty subtle. A bit put down there. Settleness. Sorry, I'll look at the shadows just a sec. I'm in the zone, that's all. Okay. I'm sure that will adjust this a bit once I get to screen toning. I'm just going to quickly change this work because this is actually going outside the area that I need it in, which would be terrible. We shouldn't. It means if I don't have it in this green area, which I'm sure you guys can't actually even see from where you're at, but there's like a green line. If it goes outside of that green line, when it goes to print, there's a risk that it gets cut out. So I'd rather keep it in the green lines. What's the word about? It's kind of like an ominous presence. It's kind of like a sinister energy. It's a very manga anime sort of thing. I don't tend to use sound effects a lot actually in the pieces of Stop from Death, but I wanted like a sinister energy, which is what Maureen's doing right now. I mean, I could get away with probably without the wood woods, to be honest. It would look fine without the wood woods, but the wood woods do add a little bit to the panels. What would be really cool if I could size down this bubble a bit, so I can move that wood a bit. Let me see if I can move that wood now, because it'd be nice if we can kind of slightly sit on top. Oh, that's not what I want to size. And then I don't make it slightly smaller, like that maybe, like a wood, and then I feel like I want to angle it slightly in a different direction. And then make this one slightly smaller to fit in with the rest. There you go. You like them? Cool, I'll keep them then if you think it looks good. I think it looks better with the wood woods in. I think it just adds a little bit more to that panel. Oh, guys, I think we're finally on the big boy now. Should we work on the big boy panel? Or should we work on the easier panels first? What should we do? Should we work on the big one or should we work on the smaller ones? Because this one's going to take me a long time to do, because there's so many speed lines, and I'm going to be really, really picky, because I need to get it right. Go big? Okay, let's go big. Go big or go home, folks, isn't it? Or go big. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is paddle 4. Let's make a new folder for this one. P4. Nice. Alright, and then I don't think I'll need Larkin's ref. Still I need ref? I don't know, maybe I can pull this one to have on the side anyway. Also, you probably see that Maureen is called Arthur in this ref image, but he is not called Arthur. I changed his name kind of last minute to Maureen, so because I think Maureen suits him a bit better. So we'll need him, but actually I think I will work on Larkin first. Oh my word. Okay, where do I even start with this? I feel like if I start on these action lines, because these are going to be the ones to get right. And the panel I was kind of referencing was a panel in Quesadilla Relatives. You can see I've got a bookmark because I was like, I need this for later. And the one I was kind of referencing, I don't know. I think I marked the right page. Did I not mark the right page? Oh dear. Well, I was kind of referencing this page, but it's not exactly what I want to do. There's like some lines I want to kind of do like this. Let me see if I can find the other one I was thinking of, but I don't know if I can find it or not. Kind of like this one as well, like this double spread. I kind of like how you got like the action lines at the bottom and then it's like really bold at the top. That's kind of what I want to aim for. And then this one specifically is what I was also thinking about. I mean, something like this would be cool too. But like in general, it's kind of like probably a mix of all of those things. So we will see what we can do. It's going to be a lot of trial and error with this panel. Let's have a look. The thing is, I got these speed line brushes recently, so I don't know if it's worth trying some out and seeing if they do, what I want. Which I feel like if I can get one down, then the rest can kind of follow. Which I think if I put that one down, which is like the big one down, and then I think I just want to thicken that one a bit. So let me just quickly do that. Right, that's fine. And then what do I do from now? That's the big line. That's the big action line I want. Do I do a special? I don't know. Do I want to do like a curve? I'm just thinking I might want to follow like this line of action. So, but that's not what I want. And then it kind of flows that way to his neck. Is that correct, or do I need to change this a bit? I think this one just needs to slightly go that way. And then, yeah. I thought that's kind of in the center line of that line. Then everything else should kind of follow that same sort of line of action. Okay, let's get this a shot. Let me work on a vector layer. I love your bookmark, thank you. It's off Larkin. I've got several bookmarks. I don't know. Can I grab some out? Sorry, you're gonna see my head for a second. So, I picked up 2 here, but I don't need 2. This is Malakai's bookmark. So this is a bookmark of Malakai. I think this one's my favourite one, to be honest. I really like the effect. I'd love to do like more characters in this sort of effect. But this is Malakai's bookmark. Again, you just saw Larkin's bookmark there. Can I get touches? I'm using touches in the book at the moment, actually, but this is Fletcher's one. So it's a bit nicer as well. So It's a bit more bright and colourful, this one. Where can I get them? You can get... essentially, if you buy a book, I will include a bookmark with one of your book orders. Or if you buy a reading bundle, then you can pick which bookmark you want. And then usually I throw in a second one for free for you, but just be a randomly selected one for the second bookmark. So up to you. You said if you want to buy a book, then that's how you can get one. I'm not selling them separately at the moment. But yeah, if you want one, you can get them off of my Etsy store. Let me see if I can put these back in. Where do you belong? Okay, yeah. Right, and then we're going to see how these items lights. And I feel like I'm just going to turn down the opacity of my sketch a bit, because I don't think we need all of that, so. Okay, here we go, folks. Let's see. Is this going to do what I want? Yes, this is what I want. Okay, that's fine. I can work with this. Let's see if it gets the effect that we want first. If I just do a couple of these lines. And I'll make some thicker once I kind of get some down. Is there a link in my bio? There is no link in my bio. I mean, I've got a lit link in my bio, but you can't click on it because, guys, I can only get links in my bio once I reach 1,000 followers. It's really annoying that TikTok only allows you to link stuff once you've got 1,000 followers, and I do not have 1,000 followers. But you can basically type in my link that I put in my bio, and then that should link you to all of my socials. It's just a bit annoying until I get 1,000 followers, unfortunately. I mean, it can link to my Instagram, and then from my Instagram you can get to my lit link. That's an easy way of getting there, I guess, if you don't want to type it all in. But yeah, it's just a bit of a pain with TikTok doing that. Keeping it behind like a follower wall, so... right, I need Valentasta reference again, because I don't actually know how many speed lines are really suitable. Let me have a look. Come on, is there any good action lines I can reference? I don't know. I'll just do it by eye, I think. Yeah, I'm sorry. He said, until I get 1,000 followers, it's just I can't unfortunately link it. Blame TikTok for that. It's been like the most pain I get from TikTok is literally not being able to link all of my socials. I'm not raising the effect down here. I don't like these lines on here. I mean, people are not going to see these lines anyways. It's really unlikely they will, but... okay, we'll keep going for now. It might be like I hate this once I start drawing a bit more of Larking in these action lines, but until I get them in and draw Larkin a bit, then I just don't know if I like it. And you got Maureen's arm, which will also be in the same direction, that's fine. If anything, I kind of want that action line for his arm to kind of go on top of Larkin's arm, because that goes behind. No, just draw that one in. Yeah, and then this one you probably want to draw some action lines here for Larkin's best, that's fine. put some other ones in to here. Just let's root off for a sec. I feel like these ones need to be dragged out a bit more. It's just a bit more of an even up look to them. Oh, that's not brilliant. Turn off the ruler. Okay. Okay, I can work with this. Let's do his band here. I feel like this would give me a good indication if this is working. So let's do this. Some of it's going to be a bit stronger, some of it's not. I don't want all of it. Speed lines, really. But it gets more speed liney once you get near the bottom of it, like here. That's fine. Yeah, that's what I say is like, oh, speed hell, speed line hell. I think that's when you kind of get away with having a bit more sketchy down here. Okay, and then if I draw in the line, so the actual best line. I'm not going to draw all the way down because again the action lines down here will handle a lot of it. And then I don't know if I can fade that out a bit. Let me draw his buttons in. I've also got to bear in mind I've got Larkin's vest has got a pattern on, so it's just going to be a bit difficult in general probably to do this panel. How much was your drawing tablet? Because mine is hell at the moment. I got mine for a really good price. So this is a Cintiq 32, and I got it for £1,400. But it came with like the two computers that, you know, basically no one has. I've somehow got the two computers with it. It came with the Wacom keyboard, which is connected to my other tablet and PC at the moment. It came with an express keypad and some other bits and bobs. So it's about 6k worth of equipment in for 1,400 that I got it for. So I got it for a really good price. But I got it off of eBay. But I'd recommend like looking at like CEX. They tend to sell like secondhand Wacom to a really good price. That's why I got my 28, which is over here, for like £600. So. Oh, you know what might actually help if I kind of like I'm really sketchy with it, maybe. I feel like that might give a better effect actually. If I'm a bit less precious with it. Yeah. If I'm a bit less precious with it, I'd be able to look fine. And then it gets more bolder at the face and down here. I think that works. Let's try that out. So if we draw lines going down like that. I don't know if it would have been better to use like a pencil brush, but we'll just stick with a pen for now. I don't actually. Should I do a pencil brush? Would that look better? I don't know. I'll have to use like an analog one. The analog one looks quite good actually. Change of plans. You're gonna see me go back and forth with this. I think I like the pencil a bit more as a tool. I think it'll probably give me look I'm looking for a bit more. Right, and then let's go up here. And then we want to drag that all the way down here. Yes, that's so much better as a pencil brush. Okay, we'll stick with this. I think I might just use this for the whole panel, honestly, and just keep it consistent. But again, we can go bolder now once we get to the top here. So this is like his best coming in, and I don't actually need the reference from his coat, I just need him with his best. And then I'm going to be like really rough with this button down here, I feel like. And then this one could be a bit more cleaner, but just rough. And then this one could be a lot cleaner. Okay. Sorry, I'm just keeping an eye on my phone, because I bet it's going to tell me, oh, you got to solve this puzzle to keep your life going, and I feel like it's coming soon. So I'm just trying to keep an eye on my phone. I actually don't know. Okay, my battery's doing alright on my phone. I'm about halfway through my battery at the moment. So, right, and then this bag. Okay, let's do the bag speed lines. That's looking quite good. I might redo that line though. Let me just quickly do that line. I'll just do it without the sketch, so I'm not relying too heavy on the sketch. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Great. Okay, bag. Okay, let's go on into it. The bag's going to be really difficult, I feel like, for me to depict. Oh, this pencil doesn't... Why did I go with the line? Huh. Okay, well, I guess I'll have to go back to pen to do these speed lines, I guess. That's fine. We'll deal with it. And then... basically, the bags just have a bunch of speed lines, I would presume. Because you guys can like to really like, okay, you can't really understand much down here sort of territory, so because technically his bag would probably swing here, but it would take it, you know, and then in a realistic world his bag would fling up here, but for clarity's sake I'm not going to do his back strap, and I'm not going to show his bag kind of in this corner here. Because it's not needed. You can make custom brushes for the speed lines, can't you? Yes, I do make custom brushes, and I put them on the Clip Studio assets for actually. I can definitely like make speed brushes, but like when it comes to like scenes like these, I much prefer doing it by hand if I can. And then if there's any speed brushes that I do have, I kind of just use them as like an assist line, like this one is. Right, and then we've got the end of his vest here. But I feel like this one could be a bit bolder because it's more at the back of Larkin's. And then Larkin's bum that no one's really gonna ever see anyway, but and then I might go in with the pencil here and just kind of just slightly and then I might as well bring these down just slightly too, just so there's a bit more consistency to all of it. Okay. Ay. We're getting there. I might just remove some of these speed lines that are going past this vest section, just to keep it a bit tidy. I was thinking these ones need to be slightly higher up because he's not covering properly. Can he not transform? Ooh, don't crash on me. Oh my word, please, because I haven't saved in like ages. Okay. Whew. Okay, I really need to save this. Now I'm reminded. Oh my word, that could have gone terribly. Okay, let me just select the transformation here. Okay, let's leave that for a second. Let me just save it. Oh my word, that gave me such a scare. Okay, back to train. Just speed lines. And then I don't want to write speed lines. Let's just write these. And then these ones actually need to go up a bit more. Even though no one's really going to see that bottom part anyway, but there we go. Okay. It's just this bottom part's going to be the hardest for me to draw. I want it to look right. Alright, let me draw the rest of his vest up here, and then we'll draw his arm a bit later. Alright, so what do I want to do here? Again, I just kind of want it roughly drawn. Like, I know my line-out tends to be clean, but for like action panels like these, I do tend to be a bit more messier in general. It just gives a bit more energy to it. It really stands out. The benefits of my line-out being really clean is that when I need to do action, it feels like there's a lot of action going on, because the sketchiness just adds a lot to it. That's the scene with his vest. Just down. Right, and then we want some folds down here, don't we? So, ooh, that's too thick. That's too thick. There we go. Draw a bit of a shadow in here, maybe. A shadow here. I just draw a straight line down here, maybe. Do I add some speed lines to that arm? I will figure that out. I'm just going to get everything else drawn, I think. So that's the rest of Lavin's vest down here. And obviously Maureen's hands is going to cover up some of his vest. It's just fine. So if we go up here, that's his other finger, I think. Sometimes I can't tell what I drew in my sketch. Alright, and then these are the knuckles. I'm just going to make that a bit more prominent. I feel like I need to make Sorry, I'm just, because if it goes, I'm going to someone's shoulder. I don't have a very bony hand, so I can't see. I feel like his. I feel so that's head. I feel like this needs to go slightly lower down. This slightly. I don't know, maybe should I just get rid of this and just kind of get his entire hand here maybe? And get rid of this? Or at least not have it as prominent? I think that works better. And then, I don't know, I've got add some shadow down here. Okay. You know, I'm pretty pleased with how this is starting out so far, actually. It's getting better the more we work on it. So let's try and keep this up. I'm going to draw some speed lines down here now for this arm. Right, and then I'm thinking big one here, bring that down. And then, okay, we'll bring a big one down there. And then, do a little line in the middle there. Okay, and then I guess we should give his hand some speed lines too, which is fine. I just feel like the material down here would droop a bit more than my sketch indicates. So I'm just gonna let my computer work itself and go black for a second. Come on now. As long as I don't touch anything, it shouldn't crash, so there we go. I felt like it just drooped down slightly. That's all. Okay. And then I really need a drink, so I'm just going to go have a drink. Alright. Let's see. So we've got the hands here. Alright, and then because I already drew a pretty big speed line anyway, I'm not going to draw another one. And then get another one here. In general, I feel like actually I could probably hatch some of this hand out, but we'll do that once I get the outline done. And then draw the other hand down here. Okay, those do look like at least somewhat like fingers with speed lines, which is very difficult to do. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, so if I draw a bit of a line here, just a bit where like the finger bends, I feel like would also help with it. Alright. And then okay, and then if I draw the rest of the hand. And let me get the picture out. Oops. And then avoid that speed line. Actually, what we could do, we can also add a bit of speed line going down there. Just adds a bit more of the effect that it's going through Larkin's arm. And then he's got a different part of screen tone here, so let's get that side it off. Oh, and Maureen's got like scales on his hands, so let's quickly add that before I forget. He's got scales, let's put that on. Right, and then let's do the rest of his hand now, I guess. I feel like I can get away with this one not being under speed lines. I'll be honest, what I'll probably do, I'll probably go like that on top of it. But I'm just going to get the rest of this hand drawn. And then it goes up there, down there, bam, bam, bam. Good enough with them now. And then we draw the rest of the lines in. And I feel like this should bend slightly down here. Same here. Same there. I don't know. Again, I feel like that would droop way more than I drawn it. Oh, I didn't mean to. I'm gonna. It's big, so I'm selecting all of it. I did not mean to select all of it. I'll just wait for it to load again. Oh dear, I did not mean to do that. I do not need to move any of this. I'm just going to erase some of it out and redo some of it. Oh, let's redo. Yeah, because these just need to droop more. Like, there's nothing particularly wrong with them. It's just his arm just looks tiny when they're like that, and his arms are. Well, his arms are tiny, but the cloth on his shirt is quite baggy. So let's just fix these up. Right, so if we bring these down, I don't know, we'll just make up some droopiness to these sleeves. I feel like that might be too droopy now. It's like probably goes droops down there, right? I think that should do it. And then if we get rid of these speed lines in here. Yeah, and then if I just maybe add a bit of like folding into these. Yeah, that will do. And then I think I just wanted to add like a little bit of like speed lines to the underhand of the palm. Yeah, see, look how effective that is. I don't think you guys can see fully, but it looks really effective on my side having that done. So I don't know, maybe if I do that for like the entire thing, maybe. Yes, actually, should I do it for the entire hand? Because again, it is supposed to be further back, so I feel like also for when I draw Malachi in this panel, having a bit of hatching in it will probably just help out in general. So let's do that. Yes, I like that a lot. Hiya, welcome to the stream if you're here. Like I said, we're just drawing page 34 today, out of 36. I'm almost done with chapter 10. But we're working on line art at the moment. And I am drawing the big boy panel at the moment, so there's a lot of back and forth with how I want it to look. But I'm quite happy with these speed lines. It's like these speed lines down here are like the major things I need to tackle, and I'm very happy with it so far. I don't think you guys kind of missed the hard part, as you will. I will say that, but the hair here, the hair situation is going to be an absolute mess for Maureen, I think. But we'll get to it. I can't. You see, this is the problem when I give my characters long hair. So let's finish up this entire like top half though. So I don't want a pen, I just want a pencil for this. We're going to keep it rough still. Down that way. And then down there. And bring it down there. Circle. And technically he's supposed to have like a little thing come out here for the buttonhole, so I'll include that. I usually do it if it's like a close-up. I ignore that if it's not a big panel, but this is a very big panel. So, and then his next scarf goes down here. Right, put that across. This outline is a bit thicker. And then we know this shirt color is going to go down that way, so I'm just going to put a harsh shadow there maybe. Bring it down that way. Bring it down that way. Put that across. Maybe. Yeah. That works. This is what you learn about me. I'm like, good enough. I'm not going to spend all day drawing a single panel, so. And that's the tail of his next scarf. And then that's the rest of his shoulder. The seam. I don't know. I might just get rid of that, honestly, and just keep it straight down. I think I'll look better if I do it that way. Yeah. Okay. Right, should we get onto Larkin's face now? Oh my word. His head's gonna be hell on earth to draw face. He's got so much of it. Let alone Maureen. So we'll see how we do. I know I put some action lines down, so let's add some action lines for his jaw, because it's like a really weird angle with his face here. So I thought I could hide a lot of the faults with it with some speed lines, instead of it just looking weird. So it's like, if you bring that in. I don't want it to be too dramatic though, I don't think. Just slightly. Even with his drawdown here. Kind of like that. And if I draw the rest of the face in, then we'll see how that looks. Right. Okay. So, there's someone in case study Valentine's Manga. I was basing this panel off of. Who was it? It was No Way, but I can't remember. It was a certain. Oh, it's this panel. This panel. I wanted to kind of do shading like this. So, this is probably my bookmark, so it's easier to open this page up, so I can kind of see what I'm doing here. Because it's like really thick, sketchy lines here. And then I want my shadow to curve down here to kind of the end here. Kind of just overlap it a bit. And then Larkin's Adam Apple is here, so it's not really kind of put that in. And then draw the rest of his draw in, and then his actual shadow of his jaw should follow the line of action. So let's quickly draw that part in. As these can be quite bold, these ones. Right, and then yes, that's exactly what I wanted. Oh, I like it so far. This is turning out way better than I expected. I always say these for like my big impact chapters. It's like, okay, I've got this idea in my head, but I don't think I can execute it. But this is turning out better, like better than what I had in my head on how it's looking. But yeah, the issue will probably be his hair, because I always struggle drawing Chloe hair. So we'll wait and see to see how that looks like. And we still want the mouth to be pretty sketchy. And then this is kind of going down that way. I don't draw a little line down here, but I don't think. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Okay. And then I'm just quickly have a look at this. So those hairlines are quite sketchy, that's fine. I can draw without this now, that's fine. That's looking really nice. I'm pleased. Okay. Right. Hair time. How am I going to do this? I can't draw hair for the life of me. I don't know, maybe it's worth drawing the eyes first, maybe? I don't know. Maybe if I block in the eyes, but I mean it'll overlap with the hair anyway, so... I'm just going to do those again. And then put that in. And these need to be really like open sort of eyes, and I'm not going to keep it fully black. I'll keep it kind of sketchy looking with these eyelashes. And then it makes it feel like they're actually opening, kind of. Like there's like a realization on Larkin's face. It's like, oh, this is happening right now. So that's what I'm trying to aim for. Do that. Down there. maybe I need a bit of a shadow down here. And then I might need a bit of a shadow down there. Yeah, this just adds a bit more 3D-ness to it. Nice. Okay. We'll do the other eye now. So that all in. Do it that way. Come on, eyebrow. Oh my word, what's happening? Okay. And then his eyebrow bone will go here, but again, I'm probably going to erase some of this when the hair gets put in, but it'd be fine. Just get it in. And then the rest of the space goes up here. Nice. Oh, and the flip is so satisfying. Look at that. That's so nice. I think that's the best I've ever gotten a flip, honestly. We'll see about the eyes though. And I'm drawing his eyes a bit differently to how I usually draw manga eyes, but he's kind of had like these shock expressions, so I needed the eyes to look a bit different to how they typically look in the manga. I said the eyes probably need shifting a bit, but actually do these need adjusting? I don't think so. I'll stick with that. Okay, let's do some hair now. My word. Why do I even want to start with this hair? I feel I'm really like leading into this middle part here, so I'm going to start from there, I think. Wish for the best. I might work on a different vector line for this though. Just in case I mess it up. So then I can just delete the entire layer instead of deleting all the line art for this. So, and then again, it's like I really don't want any tangents. It's going to be really difficult. Okay, I'm gonna erase that eyebrow thing anyway, probably, so I'm not too worried about that line. If it collides with that line too much. No. Oh my word. I really want this strand to work. And maybe if I start the tail end from here, maybe. Yeah, that works. I should have just done that from the start. There you go. And then let's erase that because I kind of want it to go. Actually, I'll keep that in. I'll just bring that one down a bit so it goes down that way, and then goes out that way. And then it very erase these layers. Okay, it's kind of like a loose strand. One from there, and then there's like another loose strand that kind of falls out that way, I was thinking. I think yeah, okay, we'll keep going for now. This line's not straight. I don't know what I would do. Go like that, maybe? That looks nice. It's like clumps of Larkin's head I'm drawing. And get this one. Add a bit of 3Dness to that strand. And then I'll write the rest curve out this way. And then bring like the rest of the clumps towards his jaw here. Nice. I'm pleased with that. That's nice. I do feel like it could go out that direction though, instead of straight up. Yeah, and then I'm just completely to the outside up. Nice. Go down this way. And then I don't know what his hair's doing. How did I sketch this? I've sketched something here, but I don't know exactly what I sketched there. And these are his like back hair strands. And then we'll get like another stray kind of going down here maybe. Because this line is probably going like that, so we keep it swirly. Look at that. His hair's looking majestic. I don't know how I'm doing this. Because usually when I draw like hair in the air, it always goes terribly wrong. But today it's not going terribly wrong. And I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening today. Maybe it's because I've got pressure because I've got viewers at the moment. So I feel like I have to do everything perfectly maybe. And then his hair goes down there. And then what am I doing with the strand? Bring it back in maybe? Kind of like that. That looks alright. Let's volume this up a bit. Right, and then loose strand, and then I'm wondering if I should have like another wobbly strand here maybe? Just kind of keep it all together, and then that can then tie to this strand down here maybe. I'm going to do something like that, and then have that strand go this way. Yeah. I'm also trying to make sure that his hair's not too long, because it can get to the point that his hair looks way too long when it's flaring like this, and that's what I really want to avoid if I can. is making it look too long. That direction. I feel like someone needs to go up here or something. Kind of. And maybe open this strand up, maybe, so it can kind of go in. I don't know. I'll stick with that. It's this slime down here. I don't know how to fix it. Unless I just have one really thick strand, but then that looks weird. I don't know. Let's erase this line. But I feel like, if anything, that strand should be slightly thinner by the ends. And then back in the overlap a bit more. Yeah, like that. But then erase that. But not all of that strand. That's from there. And then again, that still needs to be smaller. That's fine. Maybe make it slightly shorter actually in general. I don't like this strand. This whole like strand here is just annoying me. I'm just gonna restart. I'm just gonna restart it. Because I definitely want a strand there. It's just trying to make it look right. I think if I add another one here, and then that one can kind of go into this one, and then if I go underneath here, then we start it a bit later down, I think that look better in the long run. And then we get like another one here, and then try not get it into marine straw too much, so we know it's safe. Yeah, that's a lot better. Brilliant. Then he's definitely got his ear here. So let's draw his ear. I feel like it should go a bit lower down than I drew it on here. That's fine. And then if you draw the rest of this, draw down here. And then he's got another hair down here. I feel like this strand looks off. Even with my sketch, it looks a bit off. I'm trying to figure it out because the thing is, his hairline is going up. So really, I don't think there should be a hair there. It should just be the back of his pony here. I feel like. I think that's what it should be. Not what my sketch was saying it should be. Yay, look at that. Right, and then let's finish the rest of the top here. That one goes down. That one pushes up and goes out that way. A lot of Larkin's head goes up here. One of the looks of things. Okay. Yeah, I'll just stick with what I guess the sketch says, but I might ignore that hair. But I will include one here. And then down here. Nice, and then I know I need to draw Larkin's hair being pulled out in that panel there, so I'm just gonna quickly go and do that. Just like this. Because his pony is here. So from his hair, that's gonna go that way. Let's figure this out. Go that way. And then that's gonna go that direction. Look how detailed his hair is in this panel. You really do not draw Larkin's hair this detailed at all. So it's quite an experience drawing Larkin's hair like this. And then, for me, I didn't want to mess with the pony too much. I mean, I know it probably would be floating in the air a bit more, but I feel like Larkin's hair would go a bit too crazy then. And then the artwork would look a bit cluttered, so I'm just going to keep it pretty simple. Yay! Okay, and then I think if we just add something like that here. And then how does that look from that side? Nice, but I think this strand could be slightly smaller. I don't think it needs to be as long. I think these are just more flyaways. Yay, I'm pleased with that. That's a good drawing of Larkin. It's probably one of the most detailed panels I've ever drawn Larkin. Like, but no, I'm really pleased with that. But the big boy here is Maureen. I don't know how I'm gonna do Maureen, I'll be honest. I don't know. I'm thinking. What do I want to happen here? Because I presume this is Maureen's jacket down there. I presume it's Maureen's jacket down there from the looks of my sketch. And I guess it would flow all of this, so that would cover all of that. And he's got patterns on his jacket as well. There's his hair and his face. Right. I'm gonna do a different vector layer, so I'm actually gonna label one of my layers here just to call it Larkin, so that we know that's Larkin's layer. And I'm just gonna increase that a bit, and then I'm gonna quickly erase some of the Larkin sketch here. We don't need all of it anymore. Like, I know I want to draw some more action lines in the background, that's fine, because we'll still keep that in place. But it's just to give me a bit more clarity on how Maureen's looking. We do all of that. And then put that in the hands. Okay. And then let's do his next scarf as well. We can erase that out too. Okay. That's a bit easier for me to understand what's going on as well. So nice. I'm just gonna quickly check the 3D preview as well. I'm just gonna see if there's any like obvious errors I can kind of spot, or if I need the outline being a bit thicker or something. I'm just gonna quickly figure that out before I move on to Maureen. I don't even know how long I've been drawing Hockey for. It feels like I've been drawing him for at least an hour. Over for 3D preview. Because if I flick from here, that's quite nice, because even when you flick the page, your eye still automatically goes to that top right, so I don't think this is going to be too distracting if I leave the background white. Because again, your eyes are really drawn to this black area here, so as long as I don't make this too dark, you won't see this panel straight away. That's my main concern for this panel. It's like, oh yeah, I still want you to go up here. So as long as this kind of looks darker overall, once I get to the screen toning, that should be fine. And to be honest, it helps that Malachi is dark skinned, because again, it draws your eyes to Malachi more than Larkin. So hopefully we can keep it that way. But yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm happy with that. Right, I think it's Maureen time. Let's tackle him. I'm doing like this black and white, but how am I gonna do this? How did I do this last time? I can't remember how I did that last time. I guess I did the whole panel black and then did the white outline? I do not know. I do not know. I might work on a grayscale layer and then add some toning afterwards, unless it's pure black and white. But I mean, I've exported that pure black and white, that's why. Yeah. Let's have a look. Back to chapter 7. The Manga Plus creators. Maureen, where are you here? Is this screen? Oh, it is screen toned. So that must be a grayscale layer. Okay, let's work in a grayscale layer then. That's fine. As long as I know that's a grayscale layer. Okay, let's go for it. I know I'm delaying this so much, aren't I? Alright, let's just go for it. I think if I go in with the black, I'm thinking actually if I select the outside of Larkin first, then I'm not going into his line art then. I agree. And then his hair's gonna be crazy. So I know that strand goes down to his lower hair down here, which is fine. And then this one is brought down by his eyebrows here, which is fine. And then draw here.
his head's insane, honestly. I don't know. I still don't know how I'm gonna draw all of this. We'll figure it out. Because it's like it curves out down here. Curl. Okay, I'm just gonna shape all that way. I don't want to. Oh, why does your hair have to be so annoying? Why did I give you long hair? I mean, that's a better question. Because there's a bunch of his hair here. Okay, so wet rise. That looks alright. I'll just see if I can add a bit more black into areas that need it. That's fine. As fine as it can get at the moment. I'm just gonna do the outline of his face. The outline of his face should be in white. I don't know. If I just get over with black for now, and then maybe I can add like a grey outline in a second. Okay, and then I guess I'll need to work on his face. I'm just thinking if I might put some hard black in his hair a bit, so it's just all grey. And then I want that all to be pretty much pitch black. And then I feel like that hairline can be tied up a bit. And then there was some white gaps here, so I'm going to just fix that too. Okay. Oh, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? If I
if I go with grey, and then at least I know I need to make that white later. Okay, like we know, like the top of his eyes need to be white later, which is fine. And then it's like that and that and that and that, and it's also his eyebrows, and then it's like his eyebrows in this panel are slightly thinner than usual, but I will copy that because that's, I'm supposed to replicate that sort of panel here. So and then obviously his scales are really needed to. His nose is outlined in white, and then I'm sure we'll draw some stress lines here in white too. And then his smile, or him going for the bite essentially of Larkin, that needs to be in white. He had like a crazy ass smile, so I wonder if I can kind of do it on this side. I still have like that sort of insane looks looks so much better when it's filled in the bag. He just kind of looks goofy at the moment. Yeah. And then his teeth, bottom teeth are down here. And they kind of go down there somewhere. Okay. And then his tongue goes down there. What else? I didn't draw his facial hair in that panel, but I will draw it for this one just because it's not as a close-up as before. So if we do that, nice. And then I guess we can draw his Adam apple and stuff. I would imagine there's a really thick shadow here under his jaw. So I'm just going to draw that in now. Let's draw those lines in. Okay. Alright, and then I came up with an idea whilst we were doing that part. I will work on the rest of this going in just a second, but I think what I'll do is go in again, and I'm going to go like that underneath. But I just didn't want it all to go into his hair, that's all. I'll try and be as limiting as possible with this. Because I know I need to put another white line where his hair strand is, because I can see that being a major issue. That's fine. Okay, now I know that. I'll go back to this now. So that needs to go on an outline. Same with his hair here, needs to go on an outline. That's fine. Okay, so if I put that back, yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to quickly select this section, and then and this will be grayscale. I'll go like that on top. Okay. Okay. Let's go over in white now. We'll touch some of these bits out. Yeah. And we know his teeth need to be like pearly white. He's got a nasty ass grin on his face. Okay. Back with the white. I don't know. I could go like that maybe. Right, and then we've also got an outline for his head here. I will. At the moment, this is looking too grey for me, but I will add a lot more black in. I'm just gonna go over with white. Stretch lines, scales, eyebrow, hair, jaw, shadow. Should I put some shadow lines here? It is inverted, so. Right, and then. If I go in back with a pencil. See if I can make it a bit more spooky now. But I feel like I might have used a pastel last time. Because I might have used charcoal. Yeah, because that's more. I think that's what I use. I think I used charcoal. Oh, I don't want to go into darkness now. Oh, 1 second. Let's be. Sorry, I'm really concentrating at the moment. It's like I'm trying my best to get these same vibes. I'm not getting those vibes at the moment, so I'm just kind of just trying to work it until it looks right. Like, I feel like if I go with a dapper, like here. I don't know. It's kind of got like this ghostly aura. I don't know. Put that out the person maybe? Just put that around head on maybe? Yeah. And then maybe if I keep doing that and then put it under where the shadow should be. Okay. I think I might work back into that, but I'm gonna carry on doing the rest of his body. Because the rest of his body can just be a silhouette, honestly. Okay, I need not like go into locking. We'll go that way. Actually, where's... I think Larkin's got it at the moment. Let me go that way maybe. So if I make this all backwards out and then erase. And go back down again. Okay. It's getting there. It's getting there. It's not perfect. I knew Wolverine probably wouldn't go to where I wanted him to go. But as long as I kind of get him there, I will leave it at that. It just needs to be a nod enough to this panel. Okay, and then I will leave it at that. I will leave it at that. I'm not going to touch Maureen anymore, I think. I'm going to get these lines in the back here. Should I colour his hand black here? I feel like I should. Or at least... I should probably. Let me touch my face. Sorry, Maureen's hands here. Oh, that's definitely not selected everything. We're gonna add all of this, and then make sure the majority of this is also selected. Right, and then I'm just going to take the screen and turn off. And then I need to make that line up white. That's fine, I can do that. Oh, it's stopped into the 7 minute. Okay, so if we make that white. Good. Ooh, there we go. It just makes it a little bit white, and then we can actually see the knuckles and Maureen's hands then. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I think Malachi still needs. Sorry, Maureen still needs some touch-ups, but. It's alright. I'll get the action lines in now. So, put a background. I think that's the most important part for this artwork, and then some dust particles, and then I'll see if I can touch Maureen again. I'm just gonna drag Maureen's reference back in. Dun, 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 dun. That's fine, I'll keep going. Right, and then if I retract some of this. Ooh, that's not what I want. I want it on like the outer edge of that. Okay. That's fine, and then maybe if I erase that one. If I erase that one, maybe too. I don't want too many. And maybe one here. I don't know. Go that direction. And then go in his face, that's fine. Okay. And then I'm just gonna quickly hash this out. Alright, and then it's just dust particles back here. Dust particles, where are you? I can never know, I can never remember where I put my dust particle brushes. Okay, I don't need it on the picture, I can just put on some of there. Put it on this one. Okay. It's getting better at time. It's getting better the more I look at it, I'm not gonna lie. There's just more rings eye here. I feel I can adjust slightly. I don't think it needs to be pure, needs to be as close to that line. This way. And then I'm just gonna mask this layer here. Okay, let's have a look. And then I'll probably break here because it's almost 8 o'clock, so I should probably slow down a bit. And then I'll probably finish line arting this before I go to bed. I don't think I'll get onto screen toning, but I will probably take a break now, just because it is almost 8. But I'm pleased with this, how this page is turning out so far. I'm really liking the big panel. I think it looks really good. I'm really pleased with speed lines. But yeah, I will leave it there for now. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. I'm just going to leave it there for today. I don't think there'll be another stream today. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow. We'll see. But thank you very much for joining me. And I will see you all later. Bye bye.